Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go, game number 1 of our second best-of-3 series for today for the StarLadder I-League Invitational Season number 4 CIS Qualifiers. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Tsunami here. Game number 1 of this new series, we got Vega Squadron taking on HunkysFromZavod, also known as HFZ. Should be another fun series here. Again, definitely one of those series where you kind of lean towards one team over the other, but at the same time, as we saw in the previous series, anything can happen. So excited to see what takes place in this one here, Tsunami.
Yeah, especially since Vega Squadron actually haven't been paying too much attention to their current roster situation, but I know for this game specifically, they have one stand-in confirmed. That's Blizzy standing in for... I don't remember who their offlaner is. It's
okay.
Zayak?
Okay, so here's the thing. I actually got Kips actually hit me up because she noticed that we're going to be casting this. So here, let me just go over that real quickly. So yeah, you got Aloha Dancer, or the Rhea U. He's actually switched back to the position 4. And now Afterlife and Zayak are no longer part of the team. Palantimos is replacing as well as Blizzy for now. They're not official, but yeah, they are stand-ins as of now. At this point, so those are the roster updates on the whole Vega Squadron situation.
And do you know which one's which? Palantimos, like what role they're playing?
She did not tell me. All she says about Palantimos, played with TBM before, currently number 32 on the EU scoreboard. So pretty good player apparently.
Oh, EU scoreboard. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I mean, I guess that makes sense. There is no like CIS scoreboard.
CIS specific, yeah. All of EU. It's not NA though, so. I don't know what take. Yeah, let's just start that now.
What does it really mean then?
So yeah, that's kind of an update there as far as their situation goes.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, like you said, I would lean obviously towards them. They still have 3 core players with Slayer, G, and Aloha Dance, so I have confidence. And yet again, we're seeing more support-oriented stuff coming out from. This time, Vega Squadron. HunkysFromZavod actually prioritizes the core in the first 3 picks, which has not been happening in the last series at all. But looks like we've got a different paradigm going on here, as now Vega Squadron also picks up a Marana of their own, another core role in this 3rd pick.
Yeah, Marana. Popular. I feel like popular especially in the CIS region. A lot of teams do play it.
10 seconds
and we are going to be seeing it here once again from Vega Squadron. So we saw it in all 3 games last series. So yeah, just a very popular hero amongst. Bane, Tusk to go before that. Bane, obviously a great setup for a hero like Marana, so always got to keep that in mind. But yeah, these 3 heroes initially, very, very aggressive, definitely going to be running at you and looking to make plays early on. On the other side, the second pick, Medusa. I mean, Medusa is obviously a really strong hero right now. We see her all the time. Picking it up second, though, I mean, I understand you want to make sure to get it, maybe not get it banned, does allow Vega Squadron to react to that quite a bit when it comes to their picks, specifically on mana burn side of things, of course. You know, there's even the ultimate core, such as an anti-mage, who is still on the board, by the way. We'll see.
And like last game, we mentioned how Marana with that mana break talent, Diffusal Blade, Manta Style, very quick at burning off mana. So oftentimes... Like I said during the summit call, or the actual summit LAN, these core picks are picked very early on, but that's because teams are extremely aware of what it takes whenever you pick this core role early on. You're like, I'm going to stack Ancients like crazy. I'm going to protect my Medusa at all costs and stuff like that. Maybe HFZ can pull that off, but I mean, I'm not going to say like they're a pub team, but I see a lot of pub players, like they'll pick Medusa early on, but like, they don't have the kind of support that a professional team has. They don't have people stacking Ancients for you. You don't have TP rotations coming in to help you. And like you said, you also have people counterpicking you, as now we see an anti-mage follow-up, which I think is a fantastic pick.
Well, there was that, and some of the more quote-unquote counter heroes to a Medusa, anti-mage being one of them. Nyx Assassin is even still on the board. And I mean, they have a Tusk, but Nyx Assassin could easily run the off lane, where Tusk just plays her 4 instead. So, again, this is what happens. Goes back to as we're just talking about. You pick it up early, and Vega Squadron's like, all right, we'll get Marana with the mana break eventually. Anti-Mage obviously has mana break in general. Well, the Sun Medusa is not as scary anymore. So, But yeah, gonna need to be really stacking, going back to that idea there, what you're talking about. But also, with their final pick, it feels like that they're gonna want to try to get a hero that can really help carry the team now as well in place of Medusa, if she happens to not have the best time, which is obviously a possibility here due to the lineup that they're up against. So what that hero is, we'll see. But the final pick for Vega Squadron going to be happening, probably going to be an offlane actually, which is not too often we see that as a final pick, but just shaped up that way.
Yeah, it's possible that they were hoping to see what HFZ's one position were, so they can get a good offlane matchup. Because, you know, Rubik Disruptor, that obviously tells you right away that like you're going to have to pick a very defensive offlaner, and if you can find out the one position as well, I think Doom's a very apt hero to be able to deal with that. Even if you get glimpsed back, Scorch Earth region will keep you very safe against any sort of aggressive rotations and stuff like that.
Man, they go Doom. I was about to say, oh yeah, we're going to see the Afterlife Doom, and I'm like, not anymore. Yeah. In spirit. In spirit. There you go. That's one way to look at it, I guess. Now, I remember being really impressed by his Doom play, though, at the Perfect World Masters. I was out there with Vega Squadron, of course, the team representing CIS at that event, and yeah, he played a really, really good Doom in that throughout that event. So, won't be Afterlife. We'll see. Again, it's Palantimos or Blizzy. We're not 100% sure which to expect there, but I'm sure they'll do just fine as well. But Doom, as always, an interesting hero to me. The idea of, obviously, the Doom ability itself is great, but you have to really get close to that target to get it off effectively. So perhaps something like the Brewmaster here before he Primal Splits is going to be a key target.
Choose your
looking
hero.
at Phantom Lancer, the final.
Man, this is a crazy greedy lineup.
Yeah, they're going to need some farm on the side of HFZ.
Because, like, Vega Squadron's, like, there's a very clear, like, curve at their power curve. Like it doesn't like spike exponentially at like random points and stuff like that. It's gentle. Like Bane and Tusk, incredibly good in the early and mid game, and then Doom is a little bit more mid game, a little less early game, and then Mirana is a little bit more mid game, a little more late game, and then Anti-Mage is like pure late game almost. Whereas HFZ, they have like this weird balance because like when are you going to be primal splitting? As I looked up this guy's name and I saw the way to pronounce it, but now I don't remember what it was. But I don't know. You want to? What are you? I'll make you make the call. What are we gonna call this Brewmaster?
Oh, the name? Lefty.
The name.
I would say Lefty.
Oh, I was gonna. What I was doing after the period.
Oh, Zako.
Okay.
Zako.
Well, we can do Lefty.
Lefty Zako.
I like that.
Lefty. I like Lefty.
Yeah, I like Lefty also. That's a pretty good name. I like the name. I like the idea of a Brewmaster because, you know, laning wise, you're gonna be pretty safe. Anti-Mage doesn't like to have to deal with the Drunken Haze to get last hits and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, Bane Tusk is gonna be a little bit intimidating, but you know, you're still gonna get levels as a Brewmaster. The thing is that I don't really see the power of Primal Split this game at all, because like your team is not going to be ready to team fight until like 30 minutes minimum, and you can't really pick a hero with an ultimate that's not relevant for a good like quarter of the game pretty much. So I'm struggling to see how this first pick Brewmaster is going to fit into stuff, but we'll see how Vega Squadron can properly take advantage of these power curves that I mentioned, because if they can't, then obviously HFZ is going to just steamroll them late game.
Yeah, especially with the Anti-Mage. And the matchup specifically here with the Medusa feels like Vega Squadron, all aspects of the game looking pretty strong. Goes back to the well drafted by them. So it is going to be Blizzy on the Doom. So apparently Blizzy is their offlane player. And Palantimos is their new carry player. For the time being, like I said, nothing's official. Yeah, these are stand-ins for the time. I assume maybe some tryouts going on, seeing how they fit with the team. But yeah, Vega Squadron, again, definitely one of the more represented teams in the CIS region. Like I just mentioned, recently coming back from that Perfect World Masters event, one of the minors that they qualified for.
30 seconds.
Looking to see how they progress forward now in the new season upon us, a new year upon us. It's crazy to think that there's still so much Dota to be played, man. Like, we've already had so much, but...
What, it's like 80% of qualifier points still have to be dealt out,
yeah,
I think?
It's, there's unfortunately been a couple of cancellations, so... that's been happening, but it's still at least like 70% to 80%. Yeah, it's still a lot of Dota to be played throughout this whole season. No, or
The
actually
battle
Doom's going to
begins.
steal the rune up here, so it's going to be a 3-for-1. That was interesting. The Dire said that 4 heroes down here at the bottom, but they just kind of protected their own rune instead of running.
Yeah, Vega Squadron have the potential to invade, but instead Blizzy just gets a free bounty rune for no cost. It's going to be dodging the lane. Brewmaster's going to be going up against this Doom 1v1, and so it looks like they're not going to send this Brewmaster to deal with the Anti-Mage, which, again, like, it's skeptical. So this is a better matchup for the Brewmaster for sure, but do you really care if Brewmaster gets a good matchup? You're sending an aggressive tri-lane against this Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage can just dodge. I'm sensing that there's going to be some real musical lanes going on this game.
So apparently we were way off with the Brewmaster's name and what's going on here. Apparently LFT3 stands for Looking for Team Offlane. And apparently we're supposed to pronounce his name Hakon. So you kind of pronounce it like
yes, that's right. That's what I saw.
Or Hakon.
Yeah.
Hakon, maybe, yeah.
Hakon.
All right, we were close. Lefty Zaku is close enough.
I mean, it's a pretty good name, though.
I'm going to go with Lefty Zaku. Doesn't make it. Anyways, bottom lane. Try versus trial lane, man. As expected, a lot of action going on when you have this situation. So, yeah, you see the Enfeeble being passed out, though, from Bane. That's level 1 Enfeeble. We do not see that often, but Slayer getting it here and throwing that up on Medusa.
Yeah, you don't see it often. You definitely don't see it often in a tri-lane situation, as now they actually hem in the Rubik. He's getting body blocked. Well played. Well played. There's one little gap that the Rubik could have walked through, but Tusk recognized it and immediately just plopped his body down.
Yeah, going Enfeeble, again, offensive in a tri lane, you're not really bringing the most, but didn't need it.
The reason you don't see it in a tri-lane is because you can only enfeeble one hero. Oftentimes you'll see enfeeble in like a dual mid situation because as now Slayer is kind of getting screwed here, but Kot is not level 2. Actually, he is level 2, but he took Kinetic Field as opposed to Glimpse. Didn't have the mana regardless, but he gets out. Yeah, so you'll see it in a 1v1 situation because it's, you know, it's just one hero and you're reducing that one hero's damage. But all you're really doing here is just irritating Medusa from getting last hits. But now, after going for that kill attempt, everyone had to go leave and regen. Palantino's picked up a regen rune, and now Blizzy gets solo kill on... Damn it, I forgot it again.
Hakon.
Hakon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was watching
his name's
that.
basically backwards.
That's what I was looking at, yeah. It's kind of just backwards. The X, I guess, is pronounced... I don't know. Anyways, Hakon.
Okay.
He just ran at him. That's what Doom can do, though, especially in a 1v1 matchup. He ran it with the Infernal Blade and the Scorched Earth, and Brewmaster's like, what do I do? He tried to run himself. He couldn't get out. Before you know it, he's dead. So, yeah, nice kill from Blizzy up there at the top one. A little easier to pronounce. The Ryu, a.k.a. Aloha Dancy, puts a trap on a Kot, playing the Disruptor. Kinetic Field will save him a little bit, but the blink in from Palantino's on the Anti-Mage secures the kill right there. So, Vega Squadron definitely doing a bit of outplaying here early on in game number 1.
Yeah, I thought Vega may have had to dodge this lane, but now I'm starting to think if Medusa to start reconsidering where she's landing, because she is not going to get anything done. And now another nice Ice Shards, but Rubik is just going to have to exclusively use this telekinesis defensively to save his carry player.
Yeah, again, Aloha Dance, we talked about that. Going back to the 4 position, I guess he has history there from before. More recently, I believe he was playing in the carry even for the team, if I'm not mistaken. Up until these newer players stepping in, so it seems like he's pretty comfortable though, as well as getting playing the Tusk here. These Ice Shards landing, at least up until that one, but landing pretty well and setting up kills. A 3-0 start now. As a result, middle lane we haven't really touched on too much yet for good reason, but Mirana's 21-1 versus a Phantom Lancer that's 15-1, so I guess not too surprising. But G is winning this middle matchup against PL.
Yeah, see, this is another thing. Like, you could have considered sending a Medusa mid and just dual midding with her. Like, you send Disruptor or Rubik to protect her, and then, I mean, you send Brewmaster offlane as is expected in PL just to farm safely, but they have some strategy in mind. It's not working yet, because Blizzy is getting pretty much free farm on Doom, and Hakon's not getting much as now they go for... He has a Mango for Scorched Earth if he wants to activate it. And he does.
Oh,
doesn't actually need it.
Didn't even need the Mango right there. And out comes a Thunderclap. The Snowball in the face, though. Blizzy's getting solo. The Scorched Earth regen. Not going to be enough to save him. But now Lefty Zakao, he's on the run. Kinetic Field trapping him in. And even with the Sigil, unable to chase him down, Medusa throws out the Snake to secure that kill and actually picks up the double kill. So Seems like the Dire team figuring we got to make some adjustments, and it actually works out pretty well with the rotating.
Yeah. I guess they may have overestimated how shut down this tri-lane was, because they were like, oh, okay, well, I turned on Scorched Earth, we can absolutely make a rotation and try to kill this Brewmaster now, but Blizzy went in a little too deep. Infernal Blade's great and all, but it's not burst damage, and so it took a little bit too much time, and Blizzy goes down.
Murata, though, 27-2, again, continuing to do very well. Just takes out the Ballista there with the arrow. And looks like Bane's now middle lane. He's just, or he was middle lane. He put the Enfeeble up on PL shortly before now, and that's just, is he actually leveling up? And he is. Level 2 Enfeeble. Huh. Especially with the Murata teammate, you'd figure Nightmare at least one level would be value, but
yeah,
man,
especially now if they're going for a smoke rotation, but Snowball in shards.
Finally coming out right there a little bit later on. That mana shield though making it difficult. The Sigil slowing him down. Rubik's like, guys, I'm trying my best. I'm auto attack. He kills the Sigil at least. The glimpse back on a Doom, but is that really going to result in much? Infernal Blade now on a Rubik. Maybe it will. Thunderstrike. Actually, the snowball in the face. Blizzy barely getting away, and they kill the Rubik. Kinetic Field will trap in the other two, though. Slayer being one of those. Bane does not have that Nightmare, as he mentioned, but he does have 10 stick charges. Yeah, he puts the Enfeeble up as he's running away. That might actually save him. Oh my god, it will. And now here comes G with the Starstorm, leaping on in. Kot's in trouble. Disruptor, one auto attack from Death. No, he gets enough regen. Still needs another one. The arrow going through, gets the vision, and gets the auto attack as a result. So G, he's still feeling comfortable. The Enfeeble continuing to go up on Medusa. Who said a level 2 Enfeeble early on was bad? It's doing work here, apparently.
Yeah, Enfeeble's popular against Medusa specifically because like it interferes with split shot so much, because it's not just like one attack that you're enfeebling, it's like 6 attacks that you're enfeebling, or well, 4 attacks that you're enfeebling. But it's more relevant mid to late game, as you see Medusa does not have any points in split shot yet, but it's at the minimum, it's keeping the supports of HFZ extremely busy, and so no one is stacking Ancients right now for Medusa. There's one stack in the bottom area, but that's it. And so now another movement, Mud Golem stun, and they get the kill on Rubik.
Yep, has that Mud Golem, so even if Doom was to die right here, has the mini Dooms as a result, but using the stun to help secure the kill on a Rubik. Obviously plenty of assistance from Tusk, and Tusk is definitely a hero that can roam very effectively, and Aloha Dan's showing that here in game number 1. Gonna now head towards mid. He doesn't have the most mana to work with, though. He kind of just walks right at him and like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Walks on by. That'll be that. But PL been very static here in the middle lane. Everyone else has been moving, it feels like, outside of Phantom Lancer. He's been the only one that's kind of just been sitting in his lane for the time being.
Well, and my boy Anti-Mage. He's got nothing better to do.
True, yeah. That's a given.
But Brewmaster finally came down here, and he's been making life very hard for Palantimos with his Drunken Haze, which is what I was expecting early on. And so, okay, well, straight Primal Split. This dude did not want to die, I guess.
He wants to get the turn kill, but
yeah,
that's an ambitious try, yeah. Moonlight Shadows, gonna be good. Murata will take the Bounty Rune before he can get it. He's not gonna do anything really with this. He has the Earth one back.
Yeah. And so even though Anti-Mage has been, quote, free farming, he's been free farming against Drunken Haze, and so he's still falling behind in last hits. It's not significant, but it's not like this AM's getting a massive advantage right now. But it's still, now that Bane's down here, now that your Doom has a few levels in Scorched Earth, Vega can basically just counter-react, or they can go aggressive, as now they go on top.
Yeah, glimpse back on that was the Tusk, actually. Doom, Scorched Earth, running fast. Has his Doom ability, not necessary, though.
Yeah, I mean, a kill is a kill, but I don't really know if it's worth, like, dedicating this much effort to supports. Medusa has now shown up, and so if you can get a Doom on Medusa and kill her off, then Tusk's time is well spent, but Aloha Dance can be getting more done on better heroes. Now this is what I like to say.
I was going to say it's going to Doom him here. Sure is, but there's a Snowball, and Medusa needed a couple more auto attacks. Okay, the Stone coming out, and yeah, they do get the kill. It really is, isn't he? That Scorched Earth especially helping with the phase boots. They do kill the Ryu, but that's more like it. You take out the core. That is Medusa.
Exactly.
So well played. And the Tusk movement definitely paying off there. So yeah, Medusa is not having the prettiest start. You did get the double kill, which helped, but I guess as we're going to kill that face, but that's where the stacking comes into play, though. And I'm looking at the camps currently. There's a double stack at the bottom, Ancients, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot going on.
No, these supports are they're being spread so thin right now that they don't know where to go. Like do you TP to help out your targets who are getting run on by Tusk and Doom all the time? Do you snowball again? Caught gets locked in. Aloha dance. Steal the kill with the Satyr. Blast, Blizzy.
There you go. Infernal Blade will do the work. Yeah, it didn't even use the Hadouken. G running in the Starstorm. Almost has the
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
Down for 10 seconds.
Arrow? No, it's going to miss.
Nice. Yeah, pivot off the Nightmare, so no arrow setup.
Doom with that Satyr, as you mentioned, the Unholy Aura, actually. That's a tough ability to fight into this early on. A lot of regen happening. So, not the most burst, either from the Dire side, especially right now. Can't really be taking these fights, it seems like. But PL, he's not taking fights. He's getting farm, and it's kind of showing. 4,500 net worth. He almost has Diffusal, actually. Well, he's working towards it, at least.
Yeah, but he's going to need to start making space with that because, like, yes, PL has not needed any help, but PL has not been giving any help, and so what are you really doing? The mid-tier 1 is down to a quarter HP, which is nice, but at this point, Vega Squadron can just sit around and defend it if they need to. Or they can just keep fighting mid, which seems to be the thing to do. I don't know, I feel like they should defend this tier 1 mid, but... Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, Ush. He will fall back. Where do I know that name from, by the way? I swear
Well, Ush is an NA player, but I don't think it's, you know...
Okay, I was going to say, that's probably where I knew it from.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe move to CIS, who knows? Oh, he's going to be trapped in the Ice Shards. No Doppelganger, but he's fine.
Nice, yeah.
A little too far away to be comfortable committing to that. Although Fiend's Script is ready for Bane now, so...
Well, and Primal Split was used up top, but Blizzy, like you said, he's got that Unholy Aura from the Satyr. He's regenerating so much underneath the Scorched Earth. He's got Wand and Phase Boots as well. Wand?
He's going to live.
Oh man, he actually
Moonlight
gets
Shadows will save him. Yeah, that Unholy Aura definitely did work there, too. Good job living. He has a Shrine to pop now. Middle tower goes down, though. Phantom Lancer. Free middle tower push. That's because the rest of the team is apparently heading bottom on the Radiant side. They do finish the Battle Fury, by the way, in Anti-Mage. They want to kill a Brewmaster. Should be able to get it. Fiend's Grip used. That's an easy kill. Slayer actually got credit despite the Mana Void. Nice. All right, well, they'll get the tower on top of this. So, but yeah, I mean, losing middle tier 1, that's a very important tower to get killed.
It is, assuming that Vega Squadron start to play it safe, but Vega Squadron just need to keep up this breakneck pace, because Deuce is not getting anything done, and like I said time and time again, the supports are struggling to find their place on HFZ's team, because, you know, they need farm. Should they place wards? Should they, like I said, be stacking Ancients? What do you do right now as an HFZ support? And right now, it looks like Disruptor wants to go for a glimpse on whoever comes to defend this top tier 1, but Vega Squadron are kind of spread out. Palantino still wants to farm right now. I guess maybe once he completes the Manta style, he'll be willing to participate. But G is also farming, which G actually is kind of... Wait, he's got something like... Okay, he's got a Yash on the courier. Okay, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
Noah's going to defend top.
He's got that good to go. Top lane, Doom running in. Blizzy has the Doom effect. He's going to be gone on initially with the Spirit Lands, but they'll just walk it off. Little Scorched Earth and the drums are there if necessary, but actually he alone is enough to kind of hold them off as bottom lanes being pushed in. Even more the arrow. Oh, almost actually connected. Good dodge though from Brewmaster.
20 seconds before Primal Split. It's such a slow push because Mariachi Medusa has no damage whatsoever. All he has is a Morbid Mask and a Ring of Aquila.
Not the greatest for sieging towers here. He's trying.
Vega are still playing like very skeptical though. They're not really willing to push in, even though it's just a Brewmaster. I guess the problem is that like if you start to commit and then you try to leave, then Disruptor may glimpse one of you back.
Yeah.
But yeah, they play it safe. Still keep their tier 1, but don't really do that much structural damage in the meantime. And I guess the whole time Anti-Mage was farming.
Wait, Rubik stole Shockwave. What the? That just looks.
Yeah,
right.
he stole it from Doom. I think he wanted Scorched Earth, but yeah, it's not often you see a Rubik with a neutral spell.
Yeah, that is an interesting concept there. So, oh, that's a glimpse back. Static Storm, lift as well. That's a kill on G. Should be, yeah. Ush. Playing the Phantom Lancer, picks it up. And he should have Diffusal, right? I'm guessing that's coming out now. Looks like it. Yep.
Yeah. Actually going for Shadow Blade next, which is very unconventional. It's
Ooh.
possible that
Dire's top
he
tower
just wants
is under
the
attack.
Silver Edge to break Spell Shield on the Anti-Mage, but Phantom Lancer is not, like, I almost never see that, I think.
Yeah, that's not an item you expect to see for sure. And you kind of trying to think about the logic. I mean, yeah, Silver Edge
Dire's
is
top tower is under
has to be
attack.
Silver Edge is the
maybe-
only justification, because if
Yeah.
you want initiation, 9 times out of 10 you go for the Blink, no, 10 times out of 10 you go for the Blink Dagger, and so the only reasoning I can give is if you want to complete it into the full Silver Edge.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
Maybe
tower
better
is
for
under
split
attack.
pushing. Not really though, because yeah, full Manta style especially, and Butterfly. Those are
Dire's
definitely
top
going to be
tower
much better
is under
value. So
attack.
once the Silver Edge would be the guess here at least. As far as why he's
Dire's
going
Trying
for
to
that.
pick off this Medusa while the rest of HFZ is pushing bot.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Did she just do ancient?
Slayer's the only-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dire's middle
but
tower is
not
under
a stack.
attack.
The bottom stack, double stack is still sitting, or triple stack actually is
Radiant's
now sitting
bottom
there.
tower has fallen.
And she may go towards that. Has her Mask of Madness completed, so Mariachi's recovering fairly well.
Yeah, he has 6,000 net worth, catching up to the Mirana right now, and yeah, especially with this triple stack, pulling all the camps. And Feeble just wears off right there, and has that Mask of Madness as you mentioned. So start picking up in the net worth. The rest of his team is actually doing a lot of work
Lane.
here. Phantom Lancer with that defusal is not afraid to fight now. Doppelganger on top. She's dead. Another Static Storm combo. Also going after Doom now. Doom has mana for the Doom currently, but unable to get it off. He's going to snowball and help save his teammate as Tusk. But now Tusk, he's throwing it into the air and probably going to be the end of Aloha Dance. Walrus Punch just for good measure. But he's dead. Glimpse pullback once again. That must be a level 4 Glimpse already. It sure is. Minor cooldown as a result. Double
Bane
kill
too.
for Phantom Lancer. And Bane is thrown in the air by the Air Bruling. He's in trouble. He goes down. A triple kill for Phantom Lancer. And they're doing this while Medusa's just farming the jungle. And finishing a Dragonlance in full now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Wow.
attack.
That was
Radiant's
big.
gates are fortified.
A domino effect that you do not want to see if you're Vega Squadron. So G, he keeps getting comboed, and it's tough to deal with this as a Mirana. You
Radiant's
pretty much like
bottom
have to get a
tower
Lincoln
has
Sphere early on, and he's still interested in getting a farming item with this Maelstrom, which I don't know if it's the right call. You already have an anti-mage who's like you don't need to accelerate your farm. You just need to make space and survive. So I'm a little bit surprised that he's going for this Maelstrom, but. Especially since Diffusal Blade, like we said, Diffusal Blade, Manta, any of those would be fine. I don't really know why Maelstrom seems to be his item of choice. It's great against Phantom Lancer, sure, but I think Medusa is the hero that you need to be concerned about the most, unless if you're just 100% putting your eggs in the anti-mage basket. But
course.
regardless, it's very difficult for G to deal with it, and so he keeps getting comboed with the Glimpse into Static Storm. You can't leap out of it. And then after that, Vega Squadron were just going in one by one, domino effect, and yeah, it's a great recovery. Anti-Mage was trying to take advantage of it, but it's too early for him to take any structures
Dire's
uncontested.
courier
It's
has
now
been
Dire
killed.
Courier dies is up top.
Oh,
Pincer
that was a
effect.
Shadow Blade. That was a Shadow Blade for Phantom Lancer, I'm pretty sure. And now Phantom Lancer's in trouble, too. The arrow is going to dodge it with the Doppelganger. Will he actually get out of this? They're trying to find the real one. They do. Tusk running after him. Fiend's Grip locking down the Doom, but eventually going to be stopped and still chasing after the PL. Has another Doppelganger, using it into the trees. Can they find the real one is the question. It's so difficult. He's doing a good job standing still. Now he's running away the other direction. And Feeble's up. There's the Doom effect. And that will finish off Phantom Lancer. Finally, Infernal Blade attack onto Rubik at the back lines. He actually steals it himself. He uses it onto Anti-Mage. It's not going to get the kill, but a good attempt at least from the Rubik. But that's going to be a 2-0 in favor of Vega. And again, on top of that with the Courier kill with the Shadow Blade.
Thank you.
It's no initiation from Phantom Lancer or whatever it was for another 2 minutes or so, but... Oh, wait, no, actually, wait. Whose courier is dead?
That was the Dire's Courier.
Why do I...
I don't have my
Didn't
key
it used
down.
to show... Yeah, it used to show in the HUD, like, the courier death timer on the team that lost it, but it looks like the courier is still available on their map, and I still see an upgrade courier button as well. I never just noticed that.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true, actually. Yeah, no, that is funny. I don't know. That's literally unplayable now. But yeah, that was definitely Phantom Lancers.
Top lane, Brewmaster, double damage, the misses, the misses, the misses!
He will actually get away because of it. Arrow in 2. He's going to go for it. Arrow in the face. Oh, too far.
Close.
That was a great getaway. A little bit of RNG is safe to say, but that's one of the benefits of picking up a Brewmaster.
I'm actually a little surprised that they got kind of juked by that Phantom Lancer as well, because Enfeeble can't be dispelled no matter what. And so they had an Enfeeble on the real PL. He can't doppelganger it off. You'll always know which one's the real one, but whatever the case, they've got eyes on Ush. He doesn't have his Shadow Blade for a little while, but Medusa's still recovering very well. Only, what, 3k behind the Anti-Mage, and the Anti-Mage has been basically free-farming the entire time, pretty much. She's doing very well.
Yeah. You do have to keep in mind, again, a lot of that, a good chunk of that for Phantom Lancer, at least, of course, on the Dead Courier, but soon to be up, I would expect, in the next minute or so. And we'll have that actually delivered and ready to use. But yeah, AM, almost level 17 now. As noticed earlier, of course, level 15 got the -2-second blink cooldown, making it, well, actually has an Arcane Rune, 2.8-second cooldown right now. He is a very mobile carry at this point. Tusk picking up a medallion to go with the earlier on Urn and the Magic Wand, so plenty of just early game items for good old Tusk here. But G finally finishes the Maelstrom, and we'll have a bit more damage now as far as getting some farm width too. But Medusa,
Man, he's not even,
go
I'm
ahead.
super surprised. Neither Diffusal or the Manta. I thought at least one or the other would be worth it, but he's not going for either. And he did take them. Oh, wait. Oh, no, Mana Break Town's 20, so
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's very.
I mean, he has to get it
Interesting to
at
me.
level 20. There's no question here, right? Like, you're dealing with the Medusa.
I can't imagine that the spell amp is good unless it, I mean, you do have Maelstrom lightning procs, I guess, but I mean, I don't think you do that.
Yeah, that's if you go the Axe build, sure, Axe Shotgun, but
Dire's top
no.
tower is
This
under
build and
attack.
going up against a Medusa, definitely getting the mana break. But yeah, he needs level 20 for that. So still going to be a bit of time. But speaking of that, Medusa, again, things slowed down. The team won that big fight at the bottom lane and really opened up the map for her, and has a full Hurricane Spike now with a Lincoln.
Yeah, like
Radiant's
you
middle tower
you
is
do
under
have
attack.
time, but you're not interested in taking time if you're Vega Squadron. You want to end this game. Nice attempt by Hakan. Damn it, I forgot it
Lefty
again.
Zakow.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm still sticking with that. It's just too fun to say. But yeah, Hakan, I believe is what people are saying.
Hakan is a Street Fighter character, so
I
I
know.
don't. I may just be
You
corrupting
just like
it.
think to yourself, like, why am I
Yeah,
saying
I mean, like
Hakan?
it sounds right, but I don't know if it's the right context.
Double ice shards. Rubik has his own stolen here. Oh, Medusa will DC. Hopefully a minor issue. And to come back soon. Alright, Doom's just sitting up here comfortably. He's got the Shadow Blade ready to go. BKB's queued up for him. Lizzie would like to have more of those initiation tools.
Yeah,
Tuska's
against a
TP now.
Rubik, it's kind of tricky because you'll jump in, you'll Doom, and then Rubik will immediately telekinesis you and steal your Doom right out from under you. And so BKB is not even like, it's not even just to not get crowd controlled. I think it's mainly just to make sure that you can get a spell off like Scorched Earth before Rubik can steal your Doom.
Yeah. So he's back now, just a matter of giving the go-ahead. I feel like whenever this happens sometimes, like, they're not really communicating, and all of a sudden they realize, oh wait, we're still not going. Go. There you go. All right. So talking over strategy. Good to go now, though. Almost 4,000 gold saved up on Anti-Mage, however. So that Butterfly
For my tower.
along very nicely.
Radiant's top tower is under
So
attack.
yeah, you made an interesting comment how if you're
Radiant
Vega Squadron,
structures
it's
are
like,
fortified.
you definitely don't want to take time this game, but you do have an Anti-Mage that is free fire, so it's kind of that tough spot. It's like you wouldn't, it's okay,
Radiant's top tower
but you
is
still
falling.
would rather
Dire's
take the
bottom
earlier
tower
advantage
is
that you
under attack.
kind of had at least.
Yeah, it's just that there's like a very small window because like, okay, so Anti-Mage is stronger from like, you know, 30 minutes to 40 minutes, but then Anti-Mage caps out a lot sooner than a Medusa does. And so even though it is a counter pick all game long technically with the mana break, at a certain point Anti-Mage will stop becoming larger and Medusa will just continue to get more and more powerful before Anti-Mage can, you know, keep the pace. And so this is great. Go for this tier 3. There's a fast Roche coming out from HFZ and they back off, but
Is under attack.
HFZ are actually not going back to defense. They're really going directly onto this Doom.
Yeah, they're like, free kill on Doom, we'll take it. We'll get Roshan on top of that. He just delivered a Phantom Lancer. Very good momentum for HFC now to make work of. So yeah, Vega Squadron, sure, they were doing a little bit of damage to the tier 3 bottom, but not
Yeah,
nearly
but now
enough.
they're just kind of like what they're kind of struggling to find something to do now. They all have TPs. They could go mid. The thing is that I don't know if you're willing to team fight when your Doom is dead, and you don't want to have to buy back Doom.
Radiant's
So then
middle
just push
tower
bot.
is under attack.
They have a Radiant Ward on this cliff, so they can see rotations coming in from the shrine. But yeah, they're trying to make some moves now.
But they are going to lose tier 2 middle in the
Radiant's
process.
middle
And
tower
so
has
again,
fallen.
great movement from HFZ meanwhile. Taking advantage
Yeah, now
of
they're
the situation.
pinging
Tower
out
is
top
under
2,
attack.
tier 2 top, so HFZ, or rather, Vega Squadron need to make a decision. Either they go and they force out rotations from HFZ, or they just keep standing around and can't really do
Radiant
anything.
are scanning.
They're really scared of this glimpse. That's the only reason why I can think that you're not going for more aggressive plays on these tier 3s.
And actually, everyone will TP out except the Tusk is just going to stick around for a little bit longer. Has the Solar Crest now finished. Push out the bottom lane. Rubik is down here to defend if it gets that far. Again, he currently has that no field aggressive.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
Stolen
top
currently,
tower
but
is under attack.
pushing it out with that Fade Bolt. Top lane though, tier 2. It will go down. All the outer objectives have been taken out. For HFZ
Dire's
outside of
middle
Shrines, of
tower
course.
is
But
under attack.
the towers, that is.
Has fallen.
and Roshan for that matter. So Anti-Mage has a Butterfly now finished. Another 1,500
Well, you
gold
better start
takedown.
using it because your tier
Yeah.
3 is getting pushed.
He's still farming.
Dire's middle tower is under
gonna
And
use
attack.
Paladimos is not showing up to this.
They're going to pull them, or are they actually? Bane kind of running into them. Nightmares himself. That's just going to delay the inevitable. He goes down now. Tusk is in trouble too. The Ice Shards trying to block them off. Not the greatest though. There's that glimpse coming into play. Kinetic Field trapping him in as well. Aloha, he's picked off. Anti-Mage, he's just pushing tier 3 bottom during this, but getting very little damage.
Yeah,
And
gets scared off by just a disruptor.
Yeah.
Now, can he kill the disruptor? That would be nice.
yeah, that'd be a nice nice benefit there. But meanwhile, his team is in trouble at the base. G's in trouble. G's going to go down, actually. All his mana's gone from the defensive blade. Triple kill for Ushashas. It's probably going to be an ultra kill on top of that as he takes out the Doom. And now they're going for the Rax. Anti-Mage just still going for the tier 3. He has a TP. He's in trouble now. He's going to get the blink off. Rubik going to be chasing, though. Using the Fade Bolt. Brewmaster chasing as well, but no. Anti-Mage a little too slippery, but definitely a victory for HFZ there. As they take out the Shrine, or the Rax in full.
Yeah, I don't really know about Palantimos' decision there. You've got Butterfly, you've got Mantisile, you've got Battle Fury. You had Doom available at one point. He didn't even get to cast it in that tier 3 defense. You're not going to get a better timing against a Medusa than right now as an Anti-Mage. Like, this is your like I said, there's that little window where you're so much stronger than Medusa. But, I mean, all she has is the Lincolns, a Mask of Madness, and the Pike. If you're afraid to fight her at that point, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, again, not to make excuses for Vega Squadron, but again, aware that he's in a couple stand-ins. Ball team is one of those newer players, maybe just not on the same page yet. And man, this Phantom Lancer, he is the Shadow Blade coming into play right there. To be fair, although Haste definitely helped, but stealths on in and finds a free kill on Bane.
And he still has his Aegis, not for very much longer. My timer's all jacked up, so I think it's just like a minute more.
Well, they're going to try to still use it going into the base right here. G again, he's just trying to leap away, just play very defensive, run after though with the Phantom Rush, and he's down for 60 seconds. No buyback, Doom's in trouble. Again, he could not get the Doom ability off. Another double kill for Phantom Lancer. Where is Anti-Mage? He's pushing a tier 2 top during all of this, and they're going to lose their middle set of racks right here. This is HFZ trying to win the game at this point. Double buyback from Doom and Tusk will eventually scare them off after they get the Rax kill, but they're fine. I mean, in fact,
Shush the madman.
he has the Aegis still. He's like, why not? Let's go back in. Slayer getting low. They do take up Phantom Lancer, but the Aegis is going to bring him right back up, of course. So Bane's dead. Aloha Dance, that's going to be a dieback on him, and the Medusa Scream as well. Keeping Anti-Mage at bay, if anything. He's sitting back here. He has a BKB. You got to fight this. He jumps it finally. The Mana Rift actually gets the kill onto the one, and that's Rubik, but now you have to deal with this Medusa and everyone else, and he can't. He has to blink away.
3.
That might, this could be it, yeah.
If you had told me that this game was going to end in 28 minutes, it was not HFC that I thought were going to do that.
Yeah.
But they're about to put that stat line up. Anti-Mage just spent his 10-second BKB. Ush doesn't have any more Aegis, but yeah, they're going to back off. You got away with murder if you're HFZ right now.
Yeah, no, you're very satisfied with the outcome there. 10,000 net worth lead is kind of is okay. Is obviously great if you're HFC, but I don't even think that suggests how really much of a lead they feel like they have right now at this point of the game. Because sure, Anti-Mage still has plenty of farm, but frankly, he's not really using it to its fullest. Because outside of pushing a couple of towers, he got the tier 3 bottom, but doing very little in that fight because he got there late. it's not really translated into a whole lot of action and success, frankly, for his team.
Yeah, and now the problem is whenever you're 2 racks down as an anti-mage, you're kind of handcuffed to your Battle Fury. A lot of times, especially against another hard carry like a Medusa, you're like, oh, there's no bot lane. Going in on G. He still has 1 more leap charge.
Primal Split's ready, though, too. Oh, that was a funky leap.
Doppelganger to break the trees? Oh, he reads a little bit too far.
He's like, I'll kill Bane instead. Anti-Mage jumping in, gets lifted up immediately. Down goes Bane, though. Anti-Mage being slowed down. Hear the scream, I believe, going out from Medusa. Anti-Mage now caught in the static storm. Pots of BKB may get the kill on Rubik. They're chasing really deep for this, though, losing teammates left and right. And Anti-Mage just has to keep on blinking and get the hell on out of here after it. That's 3 heroes dead, no buybacks.
Got the Rubik kill, but as a wise man once said, but at what cost?
Must be a good-looking fella. I would say that.
Last racks remaining, no buybacks on all 3 heroes. That's pretty much game.
Yeah, this is very likely going to be the victory push for HFZ. I just don't see how they're going to be able to hold this. No BKB as mentioned for Anti-Mage. He has a Manta style here, but doesn't even have his Mana Void either. I mean, if you're HFZ, you know this. You just right-click these buildings. You're not worried. They're going to use the Moonlight Shadows. Going for the last attempt. Fiend's Grip, locking on Phantom Lancer. The damage a little bit late, finally coming in from the Anti-Mage, and the Shadow Blade's not going to save him, actually, so they do get the kill. However, Mega creeps in favor of the Dire team, so the biggest deal once again. They're also going to get Disruptor, get a Bash Proc, get a Bash Proc. There you go. Infernal Blade takes care of it. All right, they get 3 kills out of it. So
yeah, and I think Medusa made the right call going for the Megas, giving up her life for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because now Vega's just, they have enough reason to stay in this game now, but
yeah. So maybe it's a bit preemptive to call the GG. I mean, you can GG out like if you want to move on to game 2, or you can kind of struggle and hope for that 5% play. That's the kind of statistic that I would give right now. Actually, they already took Shrine, so yeah, I mean, the net worth advantage is about as high as it's going to get right now, which isn't bad. 7k is not insurmountable by any means, especially when you have an anti-mage on your team and a Doom as well. But it's an uphill journey, to say the least.
Yeah, it's, again, when you really break it down, though, that overall net worth, sure, it's not that big, but it's so much on the anti-mage.
Blizzy walks into a Sentry Ward.
And
here. Brewmaster has a gem.
That helps.
Blizzy's rip.
Easy kill as a result, and what was stolen? That was the Devour, okay. Well,
he gets the gold, he doesn't get the neutral spells, unfortunately.
I was looking for it, I was like, oh, does that work? No. No, it does not. Is the answer. So, but yeah, it goes back to just what is all that net worth on. It's on the anti-mage who, again, yes, can split push, and Abyssal Blade is going to be nice. We've seen it, you know, he gets a little bit of lockdown on Phantom Lancer, and definitely can kill him still, so keep going back to it. Still reason to stay in this for Vega Squadron, but G could still use a bit more farm before she's also going to be a bigger threat in this game, as Rubik even still
see Medusa. Fiend's Group.
Okay,
she's
meanwhile,
all alone.
Anti-Mage is distracting the rest of the team, so yeah, Medusa is getting low right here, isn't he? But out comes a Static Storm to showcase, and that'll turn everything. Down is 2, and G, he's just going to try to leap away now. Nice, clever leap over the ledge, another leap again. But Rubik going to stick on him a little bit too much, and probably going to result in the kill eventually. There you go. Thunderclap, he does have a buyback, but meanwhile, top lane starting to be pushed in from those Megas. Anti-Mage.
Yeah, honestly, if he was going to push that bot Rax, you could just let him have it. I think you just go for tier 4s, or you go for Roche. That also makes sense.
Yeah, get the second Roshan kill, I want to say. Cheese here as a result as well. So yeah, Phantom Lancer a little bit better for doing Roshan than in previous patches now.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. One word of advice that I would like to give to any other Phantom Lancer pickers is if you click on Roche, you can see the cooldown on his slam. Right now it doesn't matter because Ush has a heart, and so he's super tanky, but early on you can take Roche very easily because you can see the cooldown on his slam, and you can just doppelgang out of it, and it makes it very easy, as now bot lane, Anti-Mage is trying his damnedest to make a recovery, but Raxes are not going to be claimed. Aegis does go the way of Phantom Lancer, and Cheese goes the way of the Medusa.
Yeah, that was a good attempt from Anti-Mage there for sure, because obviously what else is he going to do, but good hold from HFZ, the supporting cast at least. As you mentioned, Cheese on Medusa, Aegis on PL, and he has a nice little heart there. as well. So 3290 life coming out for Phantom Lancer. Almost level 25. Is anyone? Oh, of course, Anti-Mage is. And he got the minus 50-second Mana Void cooldown with a spell shield.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. It's you've got a lot of good targets, namely Medusa. And so if you can pick off a support with the Mana Void and then have the Mana Void again for the carry player, that would be nice.
Running down middle lane, though, is HFZ.
Yeah, I don't have any vision of this, but their creeps are coming, and so they don't really care.
Yeah, they're just going to push up into the middle lane. Obviously, if you're the Radiant team, you have to come back. Tusk in the flank. They use Moonlight Shadows.
Oh, they see Anti-Mage. They could just pick him up. Oh, never mind.
No, not going to get it. Glimmer Cape used for defensive. Static Storm will catch Tusk in the back lines.
Whoa.
And he's dead just like that. Primal Split as well. Doom activated on Medusa. Fiend Script as well. They're going to blow him up with the Mana Void. I'm sure right here. Gonna get it off. He doesn't want to use
is objective-minded
gaming
right now.
Got it. But you're right. The Ancient dying to Ush on Phantom Lancer. Now he turns his attention to Doom as he comes, and Anti-Mage does as well. And Phantom Lancer will have to fall back. So they went for the objectives, and actually Vega Squadron is going to be able to hold here a little bit longer.
Unfortunately, Medusa. So they got that initiation on the Tusk, which I don't really know if it was worth spending the Static Storm on that, but they do. The problem is that Medusa was like, oh sweet, we got Tusk, I'm gonna go help. She piked. Thing is that G had shot out a Sacred Arrow, and Medusa basically piked herself straight into the arrow, which was easy pickings for a follow-up Doom, follow-up Fiend's Grip, and Medusa was able to do pretty much nothing that fight.
However, G, God, it's just this Phantom Lancer, all that mana just disappears, is not going to make it back to base. I thought she was actually going to, but the mana style illusions finish the job. And now Anti-Mage is running after Rubik, but PL, he's still causing issue. Ush running after now the Doom. He will die, but of course the Aegis. Again, going to bring him right back up. G does buy back, by the way.
Is under attack.
And Medusa's up in 10 seconds. Does she have bots? No, she doesn't have bots currently. Couldn't necessarily join them right away.
Ancient's regenning in a solid 8 HP per second.
I got this. Gonna hold
a
us
lot of creeps around here.
Buyback from Doom. There are a lot of creeps, and they're tough to kill. Welcome to Mega Creeps.
Oh god, this
Vega
Tusk.
Squadron.
There are all these PL illusions, there are all these siege creeps.
Yeah, so they're trying to throw it off the onslaught of the army here. Abyssal Blade locked in on a Disruptor, but he gets Glimmer Cape. He's going to be fine for the time being. Anti-Mage has to get the hell on out of there. They lose Bane. Meanwhile, Palantimos, nobody's manning up. Has the BKB going for the kill with a Mana Rift. Not enough damage, and that'll be it. GG, well played, is being officially called. Off the fortification on the Ancient at the last second, but it'll be finished the old-fashioned way even. As HFZ takes game
What's
number
going
1.
on, man?
What's
going on in this region?
I gotta say though, again, this one almost a little more understandable. One, because HFZ, well, I actually don't know any of their players, but again, with the situation of Vega Squadron.
What are you talking about? They've got Hakan. The Hakan.
The Hakan, the lefty Zakao, as I like to call him. But yeah, the Vega Squadron going through some roster changes here, trying things out. And again, not to make excuses by any means, but no doubt that is helping a little bit in HFC's favor, and they looked clean themselves. It was a good victory for them. Game 1.
Yeah,
so.
it's a real mark when you're able to recover from a bad laning phase. Time and time again, even at like the highest tier of Dota, we'll see that a solid laning phase very cleanly translates to a easy victory. I mean, that's why like there was that debate ages ago between like Nahaz and Knoxville that was like, oh, it's the best early game team or something like that. And you're like, well, what does that really mean? And in some contexts, it means everything because you can just convert that so well. But this game, Vega Squadron were not really able to, and their defensive tri-lane went very well against the aggressive tri-lane of HFZ, but Anti-Mage kind of wasn't really on the same page. Either that or he just didn't have confidence in the initiation from the rest of Vega Squadron, and in the end, I mean, it ended up being the PL show. Forget even about the Medusa.
Something just feels a little off too when your position 1 player didn't die the whole game in a losing effort.
Yeah,
you know, so something about that just isn't right. So, you know, Anti-Mage tried his best at points to make it happen, but ultimately too much from HFC. So we got a break coming up here. Game number 2, of course, going to be happening. 1-0 lead though for HFC over Vega Squadron. Sit tight, guys. We'll be right back.